Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, visiting Parkway Hyundai, and I'm checking out a 2020 Hyundai Palisade in the limited trim level. This Palisade is sitting on 245 50 Bridgestone tires, wrapped around 20-inch alloy wheels with a smoked chrome. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated rotors in the front and solid rotors in the back. The name of this color is Rainforest. And looking here at the front, there's a lot to say. First of all, you have a lot of sensors. So you have a radar adaptive cruise control sensor down here in the center, right there. You have a camera sensor right up in here. Now these are for your safety systems, but you also have a camera system for a very advanced parking aid. Right here is one of the cameras, and then you have one on both side mirrors, and then you have a rear camera. I'll show you that when we get inside, what it looks like and how it helps you park the vehicle and navigate through parking lots, things like that, or your driveway. Very interesting headlights here. So the headlights themselves are in projector tubes here and here. Then you have an accent daytime running light that swoops up, and then you have a turn signal indicator there on the side mirror, all powered by LEDs. Parking sensors across the front. You can see these little circles here. And check out that grille. There's some wheel well ventilation right here. So you can see it goes in there as you're driving and exits right here. Looking at the profile, you can see that it has the, in addition to the smoke chrome on the wheels, you also have an accent across the bottom. The handles have that smoked chrome, which look fantastic in person. Hopefully the camera is doing it justice. Then you have some chrome around the windows there and gloss black pillars here. So it kind of solidifies the windows there, especially if you were to tint this front glass. Then you have some more, kind of swoops down, very interesting. And there's quite a bit of a shoulder right here in this area, sticking out a little bit, that you can notice on a rear three-quarter look. Body colored side mirrors there with the LED turn signal indicators that's visible in the front and the back. There's your camera system under there, part of it anyway. And you have a blind spot detection system integrated in the rear view mirror as well. This is what the key looks like, and it's a proximity key system designed to where you can just keep it in your pocket. It does have some very useful buttons: lock, unlock, remote start, the ability to open up your power liftgate, and a panic button here. It also has a physical key on the inside. There's a little latch to take it out. It's overall smooth, sleek design, easy to keep in your pocket. It does have a little bit of weight to it. Let's go ahead and hear what the horn sounds like. Man, that's a nice strong horn. As long as you have the key with you, it can be in a pocket, in a bag. As long as it's within a close proximity to the outside of the door, either on the driver or passenger, you can lock or unlock the doors by pushing this button. There's also a physical key location behind here. You can see that back there, but it's kind of straightforward, so I guess you would have to take this little piece right out to access it. Starting here on the passenger side, here's the inside of the door. Now it's mostly black. It does have a little bit of that smoked chrome accent and a aluminum speaker grill. Really nice looking. Reminds me of the Genesis. So a soft touch surface up here, here, and then you have your hard touch surfaces down here at the bottom. Now this is kind of like a Nerf material up in here with a simulated leather texturing. Right in here, this gloss portion, it kind of looks like black when you first look at it, but if you look real close, it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. And then down here you have a diamond texture, perforated, stitched, looking really nice. And then you have another accent. It seems like some of these accents they have in vehicles, they kind of go for a kind of like a carbon fiber look, but not quite. I guess that's one of them there. This is enclosed. You can utilize that space for storage if you like, put your phone or whatever. Then you have another storage pocket at the bottom with a bottle holder. There's your threshold with the Palisade name. Power seat here on the passenger side. It does go up and down, forward and back and tilt. Then you have like a silver looking piping here on the edge. There's a heated and ventilated as well as the second row. Really nice and comfortable seats. Has the perforation portions here on the inside, and then you have the solid there. Then you have a pass-through there in the center console with some USB ports, 12-volt power supply and a USB port to power a device. And that's accessible for the driver and the passenger. Check out the legroom. Nice wide open place there. There's your glove compartment. Smooth plastic on the inside. And you have soft touch surface here. This is a hard touch, and then soft here, and then you have more of that sparkle black accent here in the middle part. Has two moonroofs here. This one you can open up the glass. The back portion is a fixed glass. We'll get to that shortly. Moving into the back, I noticed the back door is quite big. It's very big here in the back, but it kind of doesn't swing out as wide as I would like. You see all this chunk in the middle of the door sticking out? It kind of gets in the way a little bit. Even though the door swings out quite wide, it is a very thick door. So if it were to swing out just a little bit more, I think it would help out a little bit. So the back door, it has a shade that extends up, and you can roll that back into the door. And it has a little speaker grill, little tiny one. But overall, similar styling with all the touch surfaces and all that stuff. But you do have some forward position cup holders here and a little storage space there. And a plastic speaker grill for the rear passengers instead of the metal. So the second row seats are heated and ventilated as well. So you have these captain's chairs with the armrest there in the center portion. Really nice looking and feeling seats. Look how flat that floor is. A little bit of a hump there in the center, but overall, really good. So on the back of both driver and passenger front seats, you have these net pockets where you can put some stuff. But in addition to that is this little pocket here. So that way you can put your cell phone or something, or a small tablet in there separate from this larger elastic pocket. I think that's a fantastic idea. Also on the back of both front seats, you have a USB port here and here for charging a device. That's pretty cool. And then you have a 12-volt power supply and a AC 150 watt, 115 volt outlet. It's just sort of like you find in your house, 3-prong. Then you have rear climate control. This is where you'll find your heated and ventilated seat controls as well. Accessing the third row, you can run between the seats if you're a little kid, or as an adult, you pull this seat forward, the second row, and you can access the third row. Now, if you have a car seat in this place, you're not going to be able to do this. But there's the third row, and you can see it has a little bit of height above the floor, so you could put adults here in the third row. Has some cup holders, USB ports here on the sides. These are also power folding, which is nice. Looking at the rear of the vehicle here, has a little shark fin antenna at the very top, right in there. And then you have the roof rails and that smoked chrome. Third brake light is at the very top of the glass. And you have a rear wiper as well. So the lights in the back are all powered by LEDs, except for this little reverse light. I think it looks like a standard regular bulb, halogen type bulb. But everything else is LEDs, turn signals and all. Now, this is strange to me. It has an offset backup camera right here, slightly offset. So backing up to, say, a trailer or something like that, it's just going to give you a little bit of an offset look, which is less than ideal in my opinion. Then you have a dual exhaust tip back here, looking pretty cool, and parking sensors across the back. If you'd like to hook up a trailer to it, this one already has the trailering package. It's pre-wired, it has a transmission cooler, sway control. It also has an auto-leveling rear suspension. Okay, so it has a power liftgate. You can, of course, just use the key. I'm just going to push this little button under here. All right, so this being a 3-row vehicle, it does have a limited amount of cargo space when you have all the seats occupied with passengers. So you have a place for a net pocket back here. And there's the subwoofer for the sound system, which sounds pretty decent. 12-volt power supply, and then you can lower the 2nd row seats, and then you can raise and lower the 3rd row seats powered. So you simply push a button and you can go forward and back. Even drops the headrest for you. You can see the USB port and the controls there for these seats as well. They're on the side, cup holders. Has the same thing on both sides, which is nice. So that's not all. You have a little bit more cargo space. It's under here. Lift this up, and nice, pretty wide open space back here. And your tools for your spare tire are located back here in this little compartment. And your spare tire is underneath the vehicle, which you probably saw in the first few seconds of the video. And then there's a little cap to lower that. And this one comes with a first aid kit, which is pretty cool. There's a little hook there so you can hold this up. So the way these seats are designed, you can fold down this one separate from that one, and then the 2 captain's chairs independently. So you can fold down one or the other, or a combination, to add to your cargo space while still maintaining some passenger space, depending on your needs. But when you need the most cargo space, you can fold down all the seats and you have this massive area and pretty much load up whatever you want. I'll put all the measurements and specs in the description. To lower the power liftgate, just push this button and it'll come on down for you. Fuel door is here on the driver's side, and it's locking. So right now it's locked, but it locks with the vehicle. So I can, as I unlock the vehicle, it unlocks the fuel door as well. So we can go ahead and open that up. And it has a traditional cap, tether, and a little place to hang the cap here on the inside of the door. Starting it up, as long as you have the key inside the vehicle, it could be in your pocket, bag, cup holder, whatever. You just put your foot on the brake and push this button right here. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Now you'll notice that the floor mats are not in place yet, but there's little hooks for them. So it keeps it in place for you. There's your accelerator and brake pedal. Now the accelerator pivots there at the bottom. And check out that footrest, really wide open, nice footrest. Okay, so let's take a look under the hood here. To open the hood, and check out those LEDs, man, they look nice. To open the hood, there's a latch right here in the very center, a little bit to the right of center actually. Let's reach in, move it to the left and lift up. Doesn't take a whole lot of effort and does kind of hold itself up with the shocks there. It has the insulated under portion of the hood. You also have an insulated battery here on the right side. It's fairly easy to get to. Insulated firewall as well. And hey, look at there. It's covered up with plastic a little bit, but we can actually see some engine here. I like to see metal, or at least the engine part, when I open the hood instead of just a big plastic cover. So powering this bad boy is a 3.8 liter gasoline direct injection V6 engine with 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. And that's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. So your power windows are right here. Now the front's your automatic one-touch up and down. Go down quite fast. Now these are laminated glass. So you can see there's 2 panes of glass here with an acoustic material there in the center. And you have your door lock controls, side mirror adjusted here. You just adjust this, pick the side and adjust it with that little pad. 2 presets for your power seat. Now typically the power seat, or the seat in general for the driver, 1-ups the passenger. This one like 5-ups. So it has a thigh extension right here. It can go up and down just like the passenger, tilt and all that stuff. And then it has a 4-way lumbar adjustment. So it has 4, 5, 6 ups instead of a 1-up. And they are very impressive looking seats. To the left of the steering column, down here you have a fuse box cover. Dimmer switch for your interior gauges. This is for your blind spot detection system. You can turn it on or off. You can see a little indicator light there. This is the lane keep assist. You can turn that on or off. This is your traction control. Default will be on, but you can turn it off here. Electronic parking brake, you push in and out to engage and disengage. And then this is the ability to open up the power lift gate. It also has a tilt and a telescoping steering column that you lock in place right here. So I'm going to quickly sit in all the different seats just to give you an idea of what it's like. So getting in, it's not that high off the ground. You'd think a big vehicle like this would be high up, have a more higher stance, but it's much easier to get in and out like this. So getting in, I don't have to really duck my head to get past that. The seat, this is all the way back, just to give you an idea. I'm 6 feet tall. Plenty of room here. Now when I put my feet back, my knees do stick up a little bit because it has a shallow floor. Seems like the second row has a little bit of a deeper floor. So this is nice and wide. Doesn't feel too claustrophobic here. So the back seat has the captain's chairs. So with the front seat all the way back, just like you saw it, sitting back here, I do have a pretty good amount of leg room. Now this seat, you can go forward and back a little bit, you know, depending on your needs. This shuts, and I do have some armrest space there. I can put stuff. Now this has a little rubber portion here at the very bottom, and then you have the cup holders there at the top. And nice flat floor. I guess the floor is about the same as far as the depth as the front. Just kind of looks a little bit different. But it's nice and wide open. I have the space here in the center portion. Now it is recessed a little bit, so you can see it goes down compared to the third row. I can access everything right here, and I like the center little net pocket. Put cell phone or whatever separate from this part, because you can really lose crap in there. This is a quick access pocket there. You can put your keys or a phone. This is a nice spot right here to remind you to take it with you when you leave the vehicle. Put something there. Transitioning to the second seat here. This one is reclining, so that way we can kind of recline, check out the suede headliner. You can see you can tell it's suede because it has all these marks on it. And it has a little place right there that you can open up. Handles, has a little hanger there. All right, so the third row, as First of all, getting out of this seat's not so bad because you're kind of going down. But let's go ahead and go to the third row. Now I have one seat down, one seat up. So you can see this is the amount of space getting in, and I will have to duck my head. So for somebody my size, it's not going to be all easy getting in. It does have a little step here, but let's go ahead and try that. Kind of duck my head down, get in, turn, and sit down. Okay. All right, so my knees are significantly higher back here, but actually they're pretty comfortable seats. They're not too hard or anything like that. Has the USB ports and all that, cup holders. So you can see the articulation of these two seats here. Now it has a red strap that you can manually pull, or you have this button, electronic button, to release the seat. Now getting out, let's see what that's like. This is a little bit tight for me, so give you an idea of what it might be like for you. Oh yeah, before I put the shade up, it does have a heads-up display there, right here in the middle, which displays your safety features, also your miles per hour, and it's kind of like an amber color, so that way it kind of separates itself from the rest of the road, hopefully. Sitting in the driver's seat, checking it out. Really nice. So I'm 6 feet tall, like I mentioned, just to give you an idea of what it's like here in the driver's seat, and fantastic. I really like the footrest here on the left side. It's a perfect angle for me. There's just overall plenty of legroom here. This little pass-through under here, it's not as accessible for me, so just trying to reach under there isn't all that great. I guess you can put something there that you're not going to access all the time. It's just kind of out of the way. So if you were to put something there, you might forget it and leave without it, like if you're going somewhere, but it does have that extra kind of space there in the center. But looking at the steering wheel, it's a leather-wrapped steering wheel. Very fine perforations here in the steering wheel. Then you have that smoked chrome here in the middle part. Very comfortable, soft to the touch. Very impressive. I really like that real fine, just subtle perforations there. And check it out, paddle shifters. Isn't that cool? So your cruise controls here on the right side has the adaptive cruise control, so you can set your distance between you and the vehicle in front of you using that button there. This corresponds with the screen between the gauges. We'll get to that in just a minute. Here on the left side is your volume for your radio, tuned through your presets or your radio stations or tracks or whatever you happen to be playing using that button. Mode is your audio source. Voice recognition is here, and it has a pretty advanced voice recognition system. Bluetooth controls you can answer and hang up here. Windshield wiper controls are on the right side. Turn signals here on the left with your headlight controls. So you have off, automatic, parking, and headlights. And check out these gauges. Wow, fantastic. A complete digital gauge here. So there's a little bit of flickering going on in the camera, but that's because of the camera, not because it's actually flickering. But man, this is nice. You have just a simulated dial there for your speedometer and your RPMs, and then you have a digital speedometer, and then you have some trip information there. Your engine coolant temperatures here on the far right, and then a little dial right here on your left for your fuel gauge, and you also have a distance to empty. Has an outside temperature as well. That's pretty neat. Okay, so remember this little button right here? This is a little pages button. So when I push that, so it's showing your digital compass there. This is accumulated this information here, so you can use this to go up and down. Typically this would be for your cruise control, but now that we're in this screen, we can get some more information by going up and down with it. You can also select your drive mode here. So if we want, we can go into the different settings here as well. The drive mode right now is just in comfort, but that's where you could find it. And then tire pressure will show up when you're driving. It lets you know how long you've been driving without a brake. All right, pushing the pages, we can continue on. And that's it. So it's a really pleasing to the eye and easy to focus on gauge cluster. Because it's digital, you can customize it the way you want, certain ways, but the whole point is black background, white lettering, popping out and very bright. And also you can dim that. So at nighttime you can bring it down. It's not so hard on your eyes. But even in broad daylight, you can transition from a bright road and sun shining in your face, and you can still read the gauges here. And check out this very wide screen, touch screen, and it's integrated nice and well. It's not separated from the dash, it's integrated here, but it still has that high position. That's pretty cool. So you can see how they kind of put it in there, and that high, kind of like you see other vehicles have like this tablet thing sticking up. Well, this one kind of has that same position, but it's wider screen instead of taller, and then they just kind of integrated it in, so it doesn't stand out like those other types of tablet styles. Okay, so this is your home screen. It has a combination of your map, radio, and your information as far as your HD radio. So let's go push to the menu here, and we can edit home widgets. So these things right here they call widgets. Then you have icons, and then you have physical buttons down here at the bottom. So let's scroll here to the right, scroll to the right, so you can see there's more stuff. So Android Auto, that's something that you can have. You just have to plug in an Apple CarPlay. You just plug in your phone to the system and it'll automatically start up. You also have driver talk, so that way when you turn that on, right now it's saved on the star, your favorite there, so that way you can talk to the people in the rear. So as you're driving along, if you need to talk to somebody, you can just talk at a normal tone. It'll project your voice to the rear using the sound system, which is pretty neat. So it's real easy to just kind of swipe through, and you can access all your different features here. Let's look at the navigation screen. So this is where we can put in a particular address. We just want to look at the map. So you can pinch zoom, so zoom right on out so we can see where we're at in Wilmington, North Carolina. Parkway, Wilmington, okay. So looking pretty good. Nice, sharp, crisp, and high resolution screen. Has a little thing that pops out there on the side so you can access your radio even when you're in navigation screen. Push menu, and then we can go into a particular route and go into our nav settings and all that stuff. So using these physical buttons is really handy as well. So we can always go map, navigation, radio, media. So let's go ahead and push media. Nothing plugged in, so it's not going to go there. Radio, see what that looks like. So you have your presets here on the left side that you can scroll through. And then you can shows you a little icon there and what's going on. You can change the band, AM, FM, satellite radio. So we have a traditional volume tuned through the stations and the physical buttons in addition to what's on the screen. So your climate control is down here. So you have driver, passenger. It also has a rear climate control separate that you can control up here or in the back. You can lock them out if you don't want the kids playing around with it, and just control it up here, sync them all together if you like, and then that way everybody has the same climate control. Using this right here, syncing them all. So you have your fan speed, where you want the air to blow, front and rear defrosters, recirculate the air, or you can just turn it off if you need to. Now this one has a non-standard shifter, so this is just basically pushing buttons. So put my foot on the brake and let me go ahead and push reverse. When I do that, a couple things are going to happen. The parking sensors are going to be activated. Also, your camera system, your backup camera will pop up here, but also your 360 top-down view camera system is going to be here. And you notice it has active guidelines. So as I turn the steering wheel, it's going to give us an estimated trajectory going back, but also the pattern in which your tires are actually going to go. So it uses all these cameras around the vehicle and it gives you that view. So as I back up, so you can see I'm backing up and you can see the surroundings move. So really nice. So we can push these buttons here on the side. So go ahead and push the top down view here on the back so we can see that center line. That really helps out with that offset backup camera, so we can back up to a trailer much easier. We can also get a view from the right and the left, so we can see right where the tires are in relationship, say, to the curb. You can adjust the brightness, and you can also have different settings here. Now let's go and drive. So now when I'm in drive mode, when the camera is up, it shows the front view, the top view, and then we can change different things here. So we can go top down view. This is handy for getting close to a curb or something, and you know, something like that, garage or something. Also, you can push this button and you can see the front wheels. So this is where we want to get close to a curb, but in this case, we can actually see the wheel turning. So you can see on both sides, it kind of cuts out the car and just shows the wheel. So that way, as I turn the steering wheel, you can see the tires popping out on each side, showing you that we can get right up close to a curb without messing up our wheels. Really handy feature. Also, when we put the turn signal on, check it out. Here on the screen, it shows on our blind spot here on the left side. See right there? So backing up or going forward when we're driving and we want to change lanes, and you know, in addition to the blind spot detection system, you also have this camera system. So it pops up right here on the screen, right in front of you. Same thing when we put the turn signal to the right. We have a view right into our blind spot. You can see what's back there. I think that's really cool. And that's in addition to our camera system over here. So fantastic. I think that's really, really cool. Love the camera system in this vehicle. Okay, so there's neutral and there's park. Now your drive modes are here. So this is where we can change eco. Actually changes the screen here. Smart, Eco Smart. Let's go to Eco, Comfort, Sport. Isn't that cool? Has a red. So just give you an idea of what, not only do you change your drive modes to change the characteristics of the vehicle, but also it gives you different information on the screen that's more relevant to the mode that you're actually in. Okay, so right here is your auto hold. So when we push this, when we're in drive and we're sitting in traffic or we're sitting at a stoplight, when this is enabled, it will hold the brake for you even when you're in drive. And when you push the accelerator, it will release the brake and allow you to go forward. Auto stop start. You can turn that off. If you don't like that feature in which it actually turns the engine off when you come to a complete stop, you can turn it off right there. This button right here, if we're not in reverse, if we're in drive and we're in a parking lot or something and we want to see what's around us, we can push this button and it'll show us the camera system right there. So that way we can access it using this button. And then your parking sensors, you can turn those on or off depending on if they're beeping and bothering you or whatever. So your heated and ventilated seats are here. Has a 3-stage, hot, high, medium, and low, both for the ventilation and the heat. You also have a 1-stage heated steering wheel. So when we turn that on or off, there's a little spot right here to put some stuff. This opens up. This is, right now it has like some adhesive where a sticker was on it, so that would be cleaned off. But yeah, it has this kind of slightly textured material right here. And you push this and it opens up like so. And there's a wireless charger for your cell phone. So this is where you would put your cell phone for the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You put it right there, it can charge, and you can have a little indicator light right here, and there's a USB port right here. So that was how you plug it in to use your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you have little cup holders right here, or you can utilize the space for anything you want. But when we push this button, pops out a little cup holder. Isn't that cool? And then you push it and snap it in place when you're not using it. Same thing here. Kind of pops out and you can put it out of the way. So this is spring loaded to go that way, but you have to pull it to go this way and lock it in place. There's no rattling going on. Okay, so here's your armrest, and it's kind of a rubbery, soft armrest, big enough to maybe share with your passenger, depending on how generous you feel. This lifts up, and it kind of falls back down, but not slamming. Has a little storage bin that you can take out. And here's the compartment. It has a USB charge port, as well as a 12-volt power supply. And just overall, just general storage space. Goes in there quite a ways. It's very dark though. Wish it had like a lighter colored bottom so you can see a little bit better. Rear view mirror is auto dimming. It's actually auto dimming right now because I have the shade over this light sensor here, just to give you an idea. And then you have your home link garage door opener controls here. You can also turn your auto dim on or off with those buttons. So right in here, it has interior lights. So you can turn them on. You have tap lights for individual sides, or you can have them turn on with the door using this button. You have emergency buttons down here. And these are the speakers for that driver talk. Pretty sure that's what they are. And then this is for your rear glass, and this is for your sunroof, your moonroof back here, so you can open and close it to let the sun in. This one you can actually manually open, and then you can open it up with this, so you can tilt it and all that stuff, open it up. But the rear one is basically just opens up like so. It looks nice. I mean, you can't open it up, but you can let some air in. I mean, let some light in if you're kind of claustrophobic back there. We can close that. And close this. On a hot day, I like to keep it all closed. Okay, so these are really soft, these visors. It's like a suede material. Synthetic suede is what it feels like. Alcantara type material. Same thing with the visors, headliner, all the same thing. Then you have a nice big mirror with a little light that turns on when you open it up. Nice soft light, a little clip right here. This extends out on a plastic rod. Same thing on the passenger side. But visibility, overall, I would say is pretty darn good. Looking in the back, so you can see the pillars get in the way. I have one seat down, one seat up, just to give you an idea of what it's like. But not too bad. I mean, considering you have all the camera systems and the parking sensors and all that stuff, this is pretty good. I mean, the pillars aren't significantly bad or anything like that. All right, there you have it. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Parkway Hyundai here in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I'll see you guys next time.